Fox 56 News Chief Medical Contributor Dr. Ryan Stanton is with us in studio. This morning he's focusing on whooping cough.
Doc, there have been 11 confirmed cases in Fayette County. In a lot of those instances, kids were vaccinated. How are they still getting sick?
Yeah, this is a great conversation with regard to this particular infection and this type of vaccination. So whooping cough, of course, being a bacterial type infection, it does have outbreaks across the country, so we're seeing a fair amount. So let's dive in a little bit more. While vaccination is still the best defense, no vaccine is going to provide 100% protection. Well, what happens here is that some people are never going to develop that full immunity, and almost all will lose it over some level of time. There are three main reasons right now why people will not develop an appropriate reaction. Well, first and foremost, not getting vaccinated at all. Two is going to be those that don't respond appropriately to the vaccination. And third is going to be the waning of the vaccination. And that's the important thing to consider here, is that waning of the vaccination. The vaccination fades over 5 to 10 years, and so young adolescents and adults will need to get that booster shot. This is why we often see outbreaks centered around later middle school and early high school age, because that's when it's starting to wane. Whooping cough starts like a common cold, runny nose, mild cough, and low fever, but can progress to violent coughing fits and gasping for breath. The gasp of which is where we get the whooping cough name. For infants and young children, it can be life-threatening. Full vaccination, early treatment, and prevention are the keys to stopping the spread. But that is the important thing to consider here, is this is not one that is a lifelong vaccination. This is one that we will start to see the waning, and it decreases over time. And so if you notice when we look at some of these outbreaks that we see, there's almost always a middle schooler or a young high schooler that's involved, because that's when we have the lowest levels in terms of that age range, because the pediatric vaccinations wear off and before you get that high school vaccination that you get to get the booster. And for adults out there, if you haven't had a reason to get the Tdap, you may not be up to date as well. So making sure that if you haven't had it, get it done. Coming up in the next half hour, we're going to talk about why pregnant, the mother and the father, need to make sure they are vaccinated to help protect the baby right after it's born.
And just to set the record straight, the health department said all 11 of those cases, the people were vaccinated. Not just a lot of them, all of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's it's still the common one to get. The vast majority of people are vaccinated, but understanding not perfect, still a chance, but significantly decreases the risk of complications.
You are perfect, though.
All right, Doc, thanks so much. As
you
you
later.
mentioned,
I don't know about that.
We'll continue the conversation about the vaccinations and whooping cough when we check in with him again in about 30 minutes. In the meantime, we'll be right back after the break.
You're watching Fox 56 News. Our home, your news.